Welcome back to Chrome Glow and SportBike Lights. Today we're going to show you how to install our new double row headlight for the Kawasaki Z125. We've got the parts out here on the bench. Your light comes fully assembled. Take it out of the box, it'll look just like this. On the back you've got your H4 plug and you've got all your hardware. You should have these pieces of hardware right here. There's a couple washers, 4 bolts, and 2 spacers. Alright, so we're going to go back and take off the stock headlight. Now to save time, we've already removed the screws, but we're going to show you where they are. Behind each side there's a turn signal. There's a screw that holds the headlight on. Once those screws are removed, the headlight will tip forward. And it lifts up off of the support bracket. You're going to pull your little running light out of the bottom of the headlight, take the bulb out, you don't need that anymore, and unplug your stock headlight. You'll also have to unplug your stock turn signals, which we've already removed. Now the support bracket has to come off the bike. Using an M8, you just take these 2 screws out and this little support bracket's going to come off. We're using a cover to protect our fender here, so you might want to do that. This is a metal bracket. You do not want to drop that onto your fender and scratch your paint. But you take this bracket off, you don't need the bracket anymore, and you do not need the screws to install our new headlight. Okay, once that's off, you can see here there's a bracket that is a clamp for the front brake line. That has to remain there. Now we have a spacer that's going to go here, and then we have a larger spacer that's going to go on this side to take up the gap from that sheet metal bracket that's on there. Well, let me reach down here and I'll grab these 2. You'll see we've got 2 washers. They're both black on one side, and the one it's glued on a metal spacer. That metal spacer is going to go on this side over here. So what Jesse's going to do now is he's going to plug in the H4 harness and tuck all that up out of the way so you don't pinch the wires when you put the headlight up in place. Okay, I'm going to hand him 1 washer, the one without the spacer. He's going to put the screw through. It's an M6 by 1. He's going to put the spacer on the back of it. He's going to put it through the clamp for the brake line and tip the headlight up into place. There's a couple notches in this headlight. You see these notches up in here? That is for the clearance for these cable brackets that are stock on the bike that you can't remove. So both sides of the headlight has that notch in it. So you just lift the headlight up into place and place those notches right over those brackets. Now we'll go back down underneath here. He just puts the screw into that hole. He's going to give it a few turns to hold it in place, and then he can do the other side. So he's going to put the washer up in there. There's the screw. Line it up. Get it started by hand, and then Philip said tighten that up. You don't need to go all the way tight at this time because we're gonna put the top bolts in. Once everything's in, you can go ahead and tighten the whole thing up. So he's snugged that up. Now what you have left in the hardware are these 2 long M6 bolts and these 2 spacers. What they do is they go up in this location right here. They screw into where the headlight was mounted to in the beginning that we took out. So he's going to hold that spacer in place, slide that bolt in. It's a little tricky. You might want another set of hands when you're doing this. Alright, he's got it lined up and he's starting to tighten that bolt down. So you just want to give that a few turns. That's going to hold the headlight in place. I'll come over here and show you this side what he did. This is the screw, the long M6. Here's your black spacer, and here's the stock where the stock headlight came off of. So he's putting in the other side. The headlight will need to be moved side to side a little bit to get all your holes to line up. But once they line up, it drops right into place. So So now you're just going to go through and you're going to tighten everything up. What I would do is I would tighten each side equally, bring that up to maybe a snug, and then come back over, do this side, and then do your bottom ones tight, and then tighten your top ones. Now this particular installation, we use the black face. You can see the black face on the front of it. We also have a chrome face. You can choose either option when you purchase these online or from your local SportBike Light dealer. What's really cool about this headlight is the 4 LEDs in the center are 8-degree spotlights. The 8-degree spotlights shoot a nice beam on the road. The outside 4 on either side are 90-degree floodlights. So you really get a lot of the road, you get the side of the road. These are phenomenal. Now, there are instructions that come with your kit to tell you how to aim this. Aiming this is important because this thing can really blind other drivers. You don't want to just haphazardly install it and have it be blinding everybody. So make sure you follow the directions. There are aiming instructions. It's very easy to do. All you need is a wall, and it needs to be dark, and you can do it 30 feet away. Okay, that's fully installed now. He's tightened everything up. He's tightened the bottom bolts up. That thing is installed. Now, we're going to turn the bike on. I'm going to fire this thing up. Right now he's in high beam. Hit your low beam. Your low beam is your top light, and that's going to be angled down more, showing more of the road. Hits his high beam and turns on the lower one. The lower one can be adjusted. You loosen these 2 M8 bolts on either side, and you can adjust these headlights fairly easy. But that's your double row light bar. Headlight light bar from SportBike Lites and Chrome Glow, fully installed. It takes about 15 minutes is all it takes, and you're ready to go. Again, thanks for watching, and look for more new products from Chrome Glow and SportBike Lites.